So welcome back to Got a Form for that, and welcome back to the Eightfold Path in Form. We are going to go through the next 4 steps, or the next 4 forms for each of the 4 steps that we have not yet done. And the first one will be for Thursday, and the step is called Right Endeavor. And the form for it is a little unusual, but fun. So I think you will enjoy it. All right, so please take out a piece of paper and a pencil. A graphite pencil is best, and then have your colored pencil ready if you want to put color on it today, and we always begin in blue, so that's what we'll be doing. Okay, so we have a circle. All right, and probably the best way for you to draw this form with me is to just sort of follow along with your finger and then go over it with color. Let me get this reoriented a little bit. Okay. All right, so instead of drawing a vertical line, just imagine a vertical line here that divides the circle into the 2 semicircles. And if you want, you can put a little mark there, but that will kind of help you to stay oriented. We're going to begin the form over here just a little bit. So you can put a dot there if you like. And then we have a slanted line that comes not close to the circle like this dot is, but about right here. You can put a little dot there if you want. And then we are going to make a sort of D shape, and this crosses this slanted line to the left of this center, vertical line, dividing the circle into 2 parts. There we go, and then this. And then we come around and we draw a big loop, cutting through that D shape here. We cut through the D shape, and then we come up again, and right between the circle and the loop, we kind of cover that with a line, and then we come through here and make this sort of backwards D shape here, and we are done. So let's trace through that again so you can see we're starting here. Slanted line, D shape, big loop, cut through the D, make an arc, I guess, that covers that, and then through the D and back to where we started. And now we have the form, and then to trace the form, we would do the circle clockwise and then start here. This. And like that. And then that is our right endeavor form. And this is generally associated with Thursdays. Okay, and then you could trace over it in blue. Since I've already done it in blue, I will not trace over it again. All right, now we are going to do the next form, which does not have a seal. This one had a seal, it had a circle and then a form inside it. This time we are going to do 2 stars, basically, 2 6-pointed stars. So there are circles involved in drawing this, but there are no circles in, as part of the form. So let's draw the circles. Well, actually, I think we should draw the one of the stars first and then draw the other inside it. We don't really have to do 2 circles. We'll just do one, the big one. So we're going to make a nice big circle again on our papers. And we're going to divide the circle into 6 identical arcs or identical length arcs. So we'll start at the top, then we put another dot at the bottom, and then find our places here. Now, if you have a compass, you could just mark these 6 dots, these 6 arcs, with the diameter of the compass that you used to draw the circle. But I'm not showing that right now, so if you can understand what I meant, then that's cool. If not, then just do this. It's okay, because we're just doing it by eye. That's what I'm doing. And that's all fine. And then we will look at these arcs and see if they're about the same. They don't have to be absolutely identical, but it's better if they're close. I'm going to make that one a little bit more. There, let's see that. This could come down a bit. Okay, how does that look? It looks workable. Okay, so we're going to make a 6-pointed star by drawing 2 triangles. There's one. We connect the other 3 dots and we make that other triangle, the second triangle. How is that? Yes, okay, that works. What we want is a nice hexagon inside here, and we can erase this outer circle because we don't need it anymore. All right. To make the next star, we are going to use this hexagon. We'll divide each of these sides at the middle. And the hexagon does not have exactly equal sides. But I think it's close enough that it will work and not look too wonky. Okay, so now we have our 6 dots here, and we're going to connect these in the same way as we did the outer star, or the larger star. And there we have it. And that's the form. And now we would trace this in blue at first. So I want to make sure I'm giving you the right directions here. So we start with this triangle here and tracing it, and then do this one. But we're starting at the bottom, which is not always the case, but usually I find that when I am given a 6-pointed star with these two intersecting triangles, that often I start with this one, and then I'm given this one, this direction. And then for the inner one, again, we start at the bottom of this star and the top of that. So we have 4 lines to trace. Okay, so here we go with the blue. One triangle. Two triangles. Three triangles. And four. And we've traced it one time. And working with it, you would trace it 3 times in the morning, 3 times in the evening on that day. And that is for Friday. And this is the form for right mindfulness. And there we have right endeavor, right mindfulness, Thursday and Friday. Okay, I'm going to go on now and bring you right viewpoint and right contemplation. And I'll talk a little bit about right contemplation because it needs some attention. So now I'm going to erase right endeavor so I have room to do the next form. Okay. All right, we have again a seal for this form, and it is an oval. You may want to draw a vertical line and then do half the oval here, half the oval here, and then see if that is ovalish enough. You like it? Didn't be pointy at the top and the bottom. Mine was a little pointy. So I'm going to work on that. Okay. That is better. Okay. And I'm going to keep that middle line because there are 2 places that the form inside this oval is going to cross this vertical line. So I'm going to make that be right up here, and then it will cross again at about the center here. So here's the center. It's just a crossing a little bit above that. So find the center of that line and then put a dot just above that. Okay. So now just watch first and then try and draw. Do this to my oval first. A bit better. All right, so now we're going to come down in here. We're kind of doing, well, we are doing a figure 8. And we come almost down to the bottom and come back up and then through that dot again. We want this to be symmetrical though, so how am I going to do that? There we go. Have to widen that a bit. Then we're going to come back through this dot at the top, and then we encompass the whole thing with another line that follows the curve of the oval. And now we have our inner form, and we can erase this vertical line. We don't need that. Okay, and then this is the form. And we are going to go over it in blue. Preferably the blue that, it doesn't have much green in it or any green in it. That would be perfect. And we have a clockwise oval, and this line here can go in either direction. Or you could even trace it in both directions while you're working on it. Okay, so this always goes clockwise when we trace. And here we'll start and go this direction. Swoop down there, come back up, and down, and back where we started. And then you could continue if you like. And then trace the oval and then maybe go the other direction and see how that feels. Like that. And this is the form for right viewpoint. And that's a Saturday form. So there we have that. And we have just one more. We have the right contemplation. So I'm going to erase right mindfulness. Okay, so all of the forms that I have given you so far have to do with a particular step on the path and a particular day. Now, there are not 8 days in the week. I've given you 7 forms, and each one takes up, a day of the week. This last form is, it's called right contemplation, and different teachers will recommend, different things, but at different times to do this. So, really, it's in a way up to you and what feels right, I guess, to you and what resonates with you. So sometimes it may be appropriate to do right contemplation every evening before you go to sleep. You can you do kind of a review of the day and contemplate how things went during the day. Uh, you could do it once a week. You could do this once a month. I think it's probably important to have some kind of regularity to it or a rhythm to it. So you could, maybe do a really intense one like once a year or once every 5 years or something like that. But to bring a rhythm to it, I think is important. All right. So this one is another oval, but the oval is resting. So it's just this way. Draw one. There we go. And once you have an oval that you think will work with it a little bit. And even if you're just sketching it now and you want to, draw it better later, that's fine. You'll find that as you practice form drawing that you do get better, at it. It's just like anything. And then things become easier. All right. So there's our acceptable resting oval. And we want to find, again, the center, and we're not going to draw a line, but sort of visualize the line that comes down the center here, and draw a dot here, because we're going to have a loop that comes down, and it actually will come across this middle point there. So let me just do that part. You can see what I mean, like that. So there's a loop there. Yeah. And then this comes all the way around, following the curve of the oval and back to the start. And then there is going to be a circle here that sort of hovers. It crosses this loop and sort of hangs from the loop and hovers above this line here. Like that. Okay, and the directions are clockwise for the outer oval, which is the seal. And then we're going to come in here, second, and third is the circle, and that is clockwise. And we'll trace it in blue. Okay. And again, when you're working on right contemplation, you will want to trace the form 3 times in the morning and the evening. And when you do that, you're calling on, as you are on with all of these, you're calling on the help of the spiritual world to deepen your understanding, and you're working with this step of the Eightfold Path. So I write anytime rhythmically is ideal. It's not absolutely necessary. If, for instance, if you have a crisis suddenly in your life and realize that you need to do some deep review and try to make sense of things, that's a fine time, even if you haven't done it before at that time of year or whatever. So that's all good. All right. Thank you for your kind attention and your diligent work. And I hope you enjoyed these forms. And that, that they can make your Lenten part of the year deepened and more helpful. I will be coming forward with some forms for Easter also in the near future when it's time. Take care. Bye-bye. So I forgot to tell you something. So this is a postscript to the last video in which I gave you the last 4 forms of the Eightfold Path. I wanted to remind you that after you work with the forms in blue, you might want to put color on them. And the colors are given on my website, which is www.lauraembrey.com. That's LauraEmbrey.com. And you'll want to click on blog and look for the Eightfold Path. And you'll find all these forms, and you will find them in the colors that they are given in, the color of the day. So the esoteric color of the day, so that you can work with them in that way. And this one here, the right contemplation, will be in various colors, and those are colors, they should be colors actually of your choice. They don't have to be just the colors that are given on the website. So have fun with this, and again, farewell and have a lovely Lent.